Let's do this nice and quick. We've had storms here for a couple of days and I keep losing power, and when I do have power it keeps thundering. So I'm going to get this done now while I can. Hello everyone and welcome to Skein Spider. Today we are going to be making a little tiger cub because 2022 is the year of the tiger. When I designed these guys I sort of went for a more cute design rather than a realistic one because I was already working on a more realistic tiger pattern and I didn't want to do the same thing again. So if you would like to make one of these, grab your hooks and let's get started. To make this pattern you're going to need a 3.5mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, a needle, pins, stuffing, a wire pet brush, 8-ply yarn in white, black, pink and a colour that I'm going to refer to as the body colour, as well as a pair of 16mm safety eyes. Trying out a new background today, but in reality this turned out to be a lot greener than it looked on my monitor, so this may be the only video that it appears in. But we'll see how we go. We'll try it out, and if it doesn't look so great when I edit, I think I will give it the flick. But today we're going to be starting with our legs, and what we're going to do is make 2 legs and then crochet those together to continue on to the body. You'll want to make 1 leg with the pattern that we're about to do, and with that leg you're going to slip stitch finish and cut a short tail, and then you're going to set this leg aside. Then what we're going to do is crochet a second leg, which is what I'm going to be doing now. And from that second leg, we're going to join the 2 legs together and then continue on with the body. So when we finish off this second leg, we're not going to be cutting our yarn. We're going to leave that attached to our hooks and then continue crocheting. But I'll go over that step again when it's time for it. So we'll set our little tiger aside, grab my hook, and we're going to be starting the leg in white. We're going to begin by putting 6 single crochet in a magic circle. One, two, and 6. Round 2 is going to be 6 increases, and an increase is 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So I'm going back into the first stitch from round 1 and I'm going to single crochet, and then I'm going to go back into that same stitch again and single crochet. I'm going to do the same again in the second stitch. 1 single crochet, second single crochet in the same stitch, in the third stitch, and 2, the fourth, 1 and 2 single crochet, the fifth, and finally the 6th. Okay, round 3, and if you're wondering why my end is already cut, it's because I already did round 3. However, it turns out I did the wrong round 3. I was following the arm patterns. So what I've had to do is go back and redo round 3, which is what we're going to do now, and the correct round 3 is going to be 3 single crochet. So I'll do number 1 and pop my stitch marker in, 2 and 3, followed by an increase, 1, 2 stitches in single crochet in the same stitch, and then we're going to repeat that twice more. We're going to do 3 single crochet, 1 increase, 1, 2, 3 and increase, 1, 2, 3 and increase. Now with the last increase that we're going to do, we're actually going to use that to change color for the next round. So I've already done the first single crochet of my last increase, but when it comes to doing the second one, you're going to go into the last stitch yarn over and pull through so you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to leave it there. You're not going to finish this single crochet in the white yarn. Instead, bring in your, where's my end? There we go. Bring in your main body color yarn, and I'm using this burnt orange here, and you're just going to line that end up behind your hook. You're then going to yarn over and pull through with this new color, and then we're going to begin round 4. And both rounds 4 and 5 are just 15 single crochet. After round 3, we should have had 15 stitches in total, so rounds 4 and 5 are just going to be 15 single crochet each. I am also going to be working over these 2 ends, the orange and the white, to secure them, but if it's your preferred method, you can weave those in instead. From this point, what we're going to be doing is adding the stripes. So we'll still be using our main body color, but what you'll need to do is have your black yarn on hand, or whatever color you're using to make the stripes. So I'm going to have this ready. Just pop that there. And then we're going to begin round 6 with 3 single crochet. 1, number 2. Now, because we'll be changing color at stitch number 3, we're going to do that in the same way that we change color here. So I'm going to go into the 3rd stitch, I'm going to yarn over and pull through so I have 2 loops on my hook, and at this point I'll bring in my black yarn and I'm lining that up behind my hook like we've done previously, yarn over and pull through, finishing in the black. So you can see here we have 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3 in orange, and the next 9 are going to be worked in black. Now what I'm going to be doing is working over this black end to secure that, but I'm also going to be working over the orange end because I want to carry that around to the other side so I can switch back to that when we get there. So we're going to do 9 single crochet in black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm just about to do stitch number 9, or single crochet number 9, and because we're changing color, we're going to do what we've done previously. We're going to go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, leave 2 loops on our hook, and we're going to drop the black, pick up the main body color, and then finish in that. You have a couple of options from this point because we're going to continue making stripes both in the rest of the leg and in the body. You can cut this yarn and work over the head and then reintroduce it when we need to do our next stripe, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is sort of the lazy way. Instead, you're going to drop this yarn, but what I do first is do 1 single crochet over it. So we're going to finish this round with 3 single crochet in the main body color, and that first single crochet, just the first single crochet, I'm going to work over the black yarn for. So 1 single crochet in orange, I've worked over the black, and the reason I'm doing this is just to stop this last black stitch from coming loose. So I've put 1 stitch over that black yarn and now I'm dropping it, it's out the way, and I'm going to finish the round with a 2nd and a 3rd stitch in orange, or whatever color you're using. Both rounds 7 and 8 are each going to be 15 single crochet, and we're going to do those entirely in the main body color. And then we're going to do round 9, and round 9 is another round where we have a stripe. So we're going to begin that with 3 single crochet again. And like we've done before, on your 3rd single crochet, don't finish it in the orange. Instead, we're going to finish it in the black. 2 and 3. Now, if you've cut your yarn, all you need to do is just reintroduce it and continue crocheting as we've done before. But if you did what I did and just drop the yarn, what you then can do is bring it up from the point where you dropped it to your next stitch. The only thing you have to worry about is not pulling the yarn too tight, because if you do pull that tight, so let's see if I can get it to work here. If I pull that tight, it's going to pull. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, there we go. If you pull that too tight, see how it pulls the leg in? So that's what it's like normally, and if I pull on that yarn, it's going to pull it in. We don't want that. So what I try and do is just run the yarn along the inside of the leg. So I'm following this path to my stitch. So I'm just going to gently press it against the leg until I get to my stitch that I need it for. So I'm going to grab that black yarn. I'm just going to finish my single crochet in that and just make sure it's not too tight, which it isn't. And then we're going to continue crocheting 9 single crochet in the black. And like before, I am also working over my orange yarn because I'm carrying that so I can change color at the end of my 9 single crochet here. And 9, so with the 9th I'm not finishing, I'm leaving 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to drop my black yarn and I'm going to pick up my orange, finish in the orange, and then work over the black for 1 single crochet only. 1, drop that entirely, and we're going to finish the round with our 3 orange single crochet. And 3. Round 10 is the final round of the leg, and all we're going to do for that is 15 single crochet in your main body color. If this is the first leg that you've made, what you're going to do now is slip stitch and leave a short tail, so like this. However, if it's your second leg, like it is for me, you're going to leave this attached to the hook. And what we're going to do now is begin the body. And we do that by joining the legs together and continuing to crochet on from there. So we're going to begin by putting 3 single crochet in on the leg that's already attached to our hook, so the second leg that we've made. After you've done this 3rd single crochet, we're then going to join the legs together. You'll want to grab your first leg, the one that we cut, and you're going to find stitch number 12. So we'll start at stitch number 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And if it's a bit easier for you, you can grab a stitch marker and just pop that in there so you don't lose your spot. We're then going to take this first leg and line it up against the second, so the stripes should be in line. And then we're going to take our hook and we're going to work into stitch 12 of this first leg, but we're going to do it from the inside out. So if you hold your pieces like I've got them here, so I've got my second leg on the hook, I'm going to place my first leg in front of that, and the wrong sides of these stitches here are facing towards me. I'm going to go into stitch number 12, starting from the inside of the leg, and I'm working my way out. I can take that out now. So you can see that my hook is going from the inside of the piece out to the outside of the piece. From this point, we're then going to go into the next stitch, the next free stitch of the second leg that we made, the one that was on our hook. And this time we're going from the right side to the front, straight out to the back like we normally would when we crochet. And when you've gone through both stitches, both the front leg and the second leg, that's at this point we're going to crochet. So you're going to yarn over and pull through both of those stitches, then yarn over, pull through to complete the stitch. We're going to be joining the legs together for 2 stitches. Now we just did the first one and we're going to repeat the process on the second one. You want to go into the stitch, the next stitch in the first leg, from inside to outside, or from the wrong sides of your stitches to the right sides of your stitches, you're going to go into the next free stitch of the second leg, from the outside to the inside, or from the right sides of your stitches to the wrong sides of your stitches. Yarn over, pull through both stitches, and then finish your single crochet. And that's all we need to do to join the legs together, because we're only doing that for 2 single crochet. And we're going to finish this round, this joining round, with 10 single crochet. So we did, in the second leg, we did 3 single crochet to start with, and we joined for 2. That should leave us with 10 stitches left, because we had 15 in total. And we're just going to single crochet those 10 to finish one. When you've done that 10th single crochet, we're going to continue on to round 2 of the body, and that is just going to be 26 single crochet. When we first started, we had 15 single crochet each in the legs. We joined them together for 2 stitches, and that's going to reduce each leg down to 13 single crochet, which gives us our total of 26 free stitches. We're going to begin by putting the first 3 single crochet in this second leg that's still on the hook, or that was still on the hook. Now they're both on the hook. 1, 2, and 3. And then what you want to do is jump across and work into the next free stitch of the first leg. So if I bring this up close, let's focus up. You can see the stitch here on the first leg and the stitch here on the second leg. They are joined together with that single crochet that we did, so we want to work into this stitch here. So you're going to jump across. If you don't want a huge gap here, to reduce the hole, you want to keep your tension tight. So we're going to keep the yarn, the loop that's on the hook, nice and close to the hook head. And then we're just going to take that down to the stitch we're going to work in, still keeping that fairly tight, not too tight that you won't be able to work into it later. But we're just going to single crochet like so. So that's number 4. We're going to do number 5 next. Now my next stitch here is the slip stitch I used to finish. Now the slip stitch doesn't count as a stitch in the round, so we're going to skip that and work into the next stitch. And what I'm also going to do is be working over this end that we've left to secure it, but like the ends we've had in the past, if you prefer to weave that in, you can. 6. Then when we get to the opposite side of the legs, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to skip the 2 joining stitches and work into the next free one. And then we just need to finish crocheting for the rest of the round. Keep in mind that we should have 26 stitches in total. Round 3 of the body begins with 8 single crochet in the main colour. 1, and 8, and because I'm swapping colour, I'm not going to finish this stitch in the orange. Instead, I'm going to bring my black yarn around. I'm going to run the thread along the body like I did previously, not pulling too hard. I'm going to finish in the black. And then the next step of round 3, yes, we're up to round 3, is 18 single crochet in the black. I will also be working over my orange yarn again, just to take it with me. And 18 should get us to the end of our round. And what we're going to do is switch colour back to our orange at this point. So don't finish the stitch, don't finish the stitch in black, finish it in the orange. And then I'm just going to drop that yarn. For round 4, we're going to do 11 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated twice. I'm going to work the first single crochet, and I'm just going to single crochet and I'm just going to crochet over the black end for 1 stitch, and then I'm going to drop that. I'm going to continue doing my first repeat of 11 single crochet. I've done 1, 2, and 11, and then I'm going to do an invisible decrease. To do that, you're going to go under the front loops of the next 2 stitches, and the front loop is the part of the stitch that is closest to you. So under the first front loop, then under the second front loop, yarn over and pull through both of those front loops, and you should have 2 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And we're going to repeat that once more, 11 single crochet, 1 decrease. Round 5 is just 24 single crochet in the body colour. When round 5 is finished, what we're going to do now is just take a stuffing break. So take out your hook and secure your end, and we're just going to add some stuffing up to about where the join is. You don't want to add stuffing to the entire thing just yet, because I find it can get in the way of your colour changing. It can make that a little bit more difficult. So only up to about where the join is. When that's done, we're going to continue on with round 6, and round 6 is another stripe round, so you'll need your black yarn. And we're going to begin round 6 with 8 single crochet in the body colour. And 8 I'm not finishing, I'm leaving 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to bring in my black yarn. Finish in the black, and round 6 ends with 16 single crochet in the black yarn. And 16. For round 7, we're actually going to do our first single crochet of the round in black. Go in, yarn over and pull through, and we're going to finish off in the orange. Yarn over, pull through to finish in that, and this stitch is where our stitch marker is going to go. Pop that in there, and then we're going to do in the orange 5 single crochet. Just work over that black for 1 and then drop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to follow this with a decrease, and then we're going to repeat 6 single crochet, 1 decrease twice. Round 8 is just 21 single crochet in the body colour. Round 9 is going to be our final stripe for the body, and we're going to begin it with 8 single crochet in our body colour. I'll get that up because stitch 8 we should finish in the black, so I'm just going to bring my black in once more, finish in that, and then round 9 is going to be 13 single crochet in the black. No, the second part of round 9 is going to be 13 single crochet in the black. We already did the first 8. Round 10 starts with 2 single crochet in the black, and 2, and this time I'm not going to be dropping my black because it's the last time we'll be using it in this body piece, So instead I'm going to cut a little bit of a tail, and I'm going to continue working over this for several stitches to make it nice and secure, but if you prefer you can weave that in. And we've already done our first 2 single crochet of round 10, and we're going to continue by doing 3 single crochet in the orange, 2 and 3. We're going to follow these 3 single crochet with a decrease, and then we're going to repeat 5 single crochet, 1 decrease twice to finish off the round. And our final round of the body is going to be round 11, and for that we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 6 times in the main body colour. You'll want to slip stitch to finish. We're going to need to leave a tail to sew this onto the head. And then all we need to do is add the rest of the stuffing to the body. The next pieces that we're going to make are the arms, and they are made in a very similar manner to how we did the legs, except they have a smaller total stitch count, so they're a little bit narrower. And we're going to begin, like we did with the legs, with our white yarn. And round 1 is 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. And our final round in the white is round 3, and we're just going to do 12 single crochet. At the end of this round, you will need to change colour to the orange, and we're going to change colours in the arms the same way we've done for both the legs and the body. For round 4, bring in your orange yarn, line it up behind the white and switch colour. And then both rounds 4 and 5 are each 12 single crochet in the body colour. In round 6 we're going to make our first stripe, so have your black yarn handy. We're going to begin with 2 orange single crochet, then we're going to do 8 single crochet in black, and then we're going to finish off with 2 orange single crochet. Both rounds 7 and 8 are 12 single crochet in the body colour. In round 9 we're going to do our next stripe, and the pattern is the same as it was for round 6, and that is 2 single crochet in orange, 8 single crochet in black, and then 2 more single crochet in orange to finish. Round 9 was our last stripe for the arm, so you can cut the black yarn now. And then we're going to finish off the arm by doing 2 more rounds of 12 single crochet, and that will be rounds 10 and 11. When round 11 is finished, we're just going to add some stuffing, and you only want to stuff these arms lightly. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. And when that's done, you can, if you would like, slip stitch to finish off here, But what I like to do, and as I've done in the first arm, is single crochet the two sides together. I prefer to do this because I think it makes sewing the arm on a little bit easier, but I also like the way it looks, the way it sits on the body. So that's what I'm going to do. So decide which way you would like to go. You can either finish off with a slip stitch here, or you can continue on to single crochet the two sides together. And to do that, we're just going to go into the first stitch, but rather than single crochet at this point, we're going to maneuver our work until we can until we can push our hook straight out of the last stitch, like that. So I've gone through two stitches. I've gone through the first stitch and then out of the last stitch. I'm going to single crochet those two together. I'm going to yarn over and pull through both stitches and then single crochet. I'm then going to go into stitch number 2 and straight out of stitch number 11, the second last stitch, and repeat single crochet into stitch 3, out of stitch 10, single crochet, and I'm just going to repeat this 3 more times. That will give me 6 single crochet in total because we had 12 and we've reduced it down to half, which is 6. So 4, 5, and finally 6. Again, you don't have to do this part if you don't want to. I just prefer the way it looks. So we'll leave a tail for sewing now. Pull up with the hook, and that is the arms done. Next up, we've got the tail. This is crocheted very much like the arms and the legs, but it's narrower again than the arms. And we're going to begin round 1 with 6 single crochet. For round 2, we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. And then round 3 is going to be 8 single crochet. At the end of this round, we're going to be switching colours to our main body colour. Rounds 4 and 5 are each 8 single crochet in the body colour, or if you prefer, you can just do 16 single crochet consecutively. Round 6 is going to be our stripe round, so for that, bring in your black yarn again. And we're going to start off round 6 with 1 single crochet in the body colour, and then we're going to do 6 single crochet in black, and then to finish we're just going to do another single crochet in orange, or the body colour, whatever that is for you. Rounds 7 and 8 are each 8 single crochet, and like we did before, if you find it easier, you can just do 16 single crochet consecutively. After round 8, what you're then going to do is continue crocheting the tail. All we're going to be doing is repeating round 6 to create the stripe, and then rounds 7 and 8, so we have 2 rounds of just single crochet in the body colour in between each stripe. So you can make this as long as you like. I'm going to repeat this, so round 6, 7 and 8 for 4 more times, so that's going to give me 5 stripes, but you can make this shorter, you can make this longer. It's entirely up to you. Just note that if you do make your tail a lot longer, as the rounds shift, because that's what happens when you work in a continuous round, your stripes might not line up exactly. So if you need to, what you can do is just add an extra single crochet of the body color until you are starting with your black in line with the stripe before it. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to start what is technically round 9, but I'm just repeating round 6, and then I'm going to go on to rounds 10 and 11, which again are just repeats of rounds 7 and 8. So all you really need to do is just repeat those 3 rounds, 6, 7 and 8 over and over again until you have reached the desired length for your tail. When you've finished however many rounds that you want to do for your tail, we're just going to slip stitch to finish off, leave a tail for sewing, and then you can either add some stuffing or you can do what I'm going to do and just add a pipe cleaner. This is to make the tail a bit posable, so I'm just going to add that. And there we go, tail finished. The next piece we're going to make is the belly patch for, well, the belly. And we're going to begin that by putting 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. And then round 3, our final round, is just going to be 3 single crochet, 3 increases, repeated twice. Slip stitch, leave a tail for sewing, and we're done. While we've got the white yarn, we're going to make the muzzle piece. What I would recommend is that you make this piece before you make the head. The order of the other pieces doesn't really matter, with the exception of the legs and the body, because we need the legs to crochet the body. But with this piece, when it's time to put the eyes in the head, I like to have this already crocheted just because I can get the spacing of the eyes right. So we're going to do that first. We're going to begin round 1 with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 3 single crochet, 3 increases, repeated twice. Round 4 begins with 5 single crochet. And 5. Then we're going to do 3 increases in a row. We're going to follow this with 6 single crochet. And then we're going to do 3 more increases. After that third increase, you should have 1 stitch left in your round, and we're just going to single crochet into that. At the end of round 4, there should be 24 stitches in your round, and round 5 is just going to be 24 single crochet. Slip stitch and leave a tail for sewing. When it comes to the ears, we're going to make 2 different parts and then sew them together. We're going to make the outer ear, which is in black, and the inner ear, which is in pink. And we're going to be starting off with the outer ear. And for that, we're going to begin with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times. And at the end of round 3, we should now have 18 stitches total in our round, and then rounds 4, 5 and 6 are each going to be 18 single crochet. Like I did with the arm, I'm going to single crochet the 2 halves of this piece together. But if you don't want to do that, if you prefer to have an open piece, you can slip stitch to finish off here, but I'm going to be single crocheting them together. So like we did with the arm, go into the first stitch, out of the last stitch. There we go. And we're going to single crochet. There we go. Go into the second stitch, out of stitch 17, the second last stitch, single crochet, and again stitch 3, stitch 16, and this time we're going to repeat this for 9 stitches in total because we had 18 and we're folding that in half, so we're doing 9 single crochet across. Tail for sewing, and now we're going to make the inner ear. For that, grab your pink yarn. I'm going to be using a nice light pink, and we're going to begin the ear with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. And 6. We're going to close that up, but rather than working straight into the first single crochet we made, what we're instead going to do is chain 1, turn our work and work back around the stitches. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase in the next stitch, and we're going to repeat that 3 times in total. So the next stitch will be a single crochet, the stitch after that an increase, and then another single crochet, and in the last stitch we're going to do an increase. And that's all we need to do for the inner ear. So we're just going to cut a tail and pull up with our hooks, and we can go on to making the last piece now, which is the head. For the head, we're again going to be needing our main body color yarn as well as the black yarn for the stripes, and we're going to begin round 1 like we have everything else with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 3 single crochet, 3 increases repeated twice. Round 4 begins with a single crochet, and then we're going to increase in the next stitch. After this, repeat 2 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times. When you finish that 5th increase, there should be 1 stitch left in your round, and we're just going to single crochet into that. Round 5 is 3 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. Round 6 begins with 2 single crochet, and then we're going to follow this up with an increase, then repeat 4 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times, and finish your round with 2 single crochet. Round number 7 is 5 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. At the end of round 7, we should now have 42 stitches total in our round, and round 8 is going to be 42 single crochet. In round 6, we're going to do our first black stripe, and we're going to start off round 6 by doing 6 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice in the body color. In the second stitch of the second increase, we're going to be swapping over to our black yarn. And then in the black yarn, we're going to crochet 6 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 3 times. After that third increase in the black, we're going to swap back to our orange, and we're going to finish off the round with 6 single crochet, 1 increase in orange. However, unlike the rest of the limbs that we've done, I'm not going to be dropping the black and then bringing it back in, just because this stripe, or these stripes that we're going to be doing, are a little bit too wide and that wastes a bit too much black yarn. So instead, I am going to snip off the black yarn here, and I'm still going to leave it close at hand because we will be bringing it back in for our other stripes. And I'm just going to work over this tail end of the black yarn for 6 single crochet, 1 increase. After round 9, we should have 48 stitches in our round, and then both rounds 10 and 11 are each going to be 48 single crochet. In round 12, we're going to be doing another stripe. We're going to begin with 16 single crochet in the body colour. The 16th single crochet we're going to finish off in our black yarn, and then when we've joined that, we're going to do 25 single crochet in black. The 25th black single crochet, we're going to finish that in orange because we're going to switch back to the main body colour for the last 7 single crochet of the round. And like I've done with the previous stripe in the head, I'm just going to cut my black yarn and then bring that back in later. Both rounds 13 and 14 are 48 single crochet. Round 15 is going to be our third stripe, and we're going to do 16 single crochet in orange, 26 single crochet in black, and then finish with 6 single crochet in orange. Both rounds 16 and 17 are 48 single crochet. Round 18 is going to be our fourth and final stripe. We're going to start with 16 single crochet in the body colour, then 27 single crochet in black, and then finish with 5 single crochet in the body colour. Round 19 is 48 single crochet. Round 20 is going to be 6 single crochet or 1 decrease repeated 6 times. Round 21 is 5 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 22 is 4 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. When we've finished round 22, we're just going to take out our hooks and secure the end because we're going to add the safety eyes. Now when you add the safety eyes, I'll grab mine, we're going to add them between rounds 13 and 14, which is about level with the second stripe, but count out from the center. 6, 7, 8. And we're going to place them about 4 stitches in from that second stripe. So we count it out, 1, 2, 14, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And after that 4th stitch, I'm just going to place my first eye. And then we're going to swing around to the other side. So I'm just going to follow the round around and count in 4 stitches. And then what you want to do is grab your muzzle piece, and this is the reason that we crocheted this one beforehand, and then just place it on the face. So with my eyes, they're probably sitting a little bit further out than I want them, so I'm going to move each of them 1 stitch in. So this is what you can do too. You put your muzzle piece on the face, see how the eyes look in comparison to it, and then make any adjustments that you need to. When you're happy with the placement of the eyes, we're going to put the backs on them. And then we're just going to continue crocheting the head. So you'll want to reinsert your hook. And we're going to continue on with round 23, which is 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. Round 24 is 2 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. After round 24, we're just going to add our stuffing to the head. When all the stuffing's in, we're going to finish off our last couple of rounds, and round 25 is 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. And our final round, round 26, is just 6 decreases. We're just going to finish off, and to do that I'm going to cut a short tail, pull up with my hook, and then I'm going to close up this little hole. To do that, I've grabbed my needle and I'm just going to thread the tail end through that. And we're going to go under the front loops of the last 6 stitches. Start from behind the front loop, you're going to push your needle under it and forward towards you. Do that for all 6 stitches, 1, and then 6, pull firmly on the yarn to close the hole, and then we're going to insert our needle straight back into the center of that final round, and then just weave the end in through the body to hide it. And that is the final bit of crocheting that we need to do today, and now we can go on to putting all these pieces together to make our tiger. The first step in the assembly stage is going to be to sew the belly patch to the body, and we're just going to place that on the belly in between the stripes. So that's where I'm going to pop that. If you would like, you can use some pins to keep this in place, but if you do use those, be careful because the body is not very thick and the pins will probably poke through and stab you if you grab them. I know that from experience, so just be careful there. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Once that is in place, we're just going to sew it on. And then we're just going to finish off by weaving our tail end in through the body. Next, we're going to attach the head and the body. So you're going to grab the head, and for this you're probably going to need some pins. And all we're going to do is place the body at the bottom of the head, making sure that the front sides of both your pieces are facing the right way, and then just pin that down. And then when that's done, we're just going to sew on the head. When that's sewn together, the next piece that we're going to add is the muzzle patch, and that is going to sit centered between the eyes and one round up from the bottom of the eyes. So the eyes finish about here, we're going to go up one round. Next, I'm going to sew on the ears, but before we do that, we need to attach the inner ear to the outer ear. All we're going to do is take our inner ear and line it up with the last round, or between the last two rounds of the outer ear. I'm just going to pop that there. Oh, hang on. No, the first step is we've got to weave in this end. Forgot about that. So take the tail end of your magic circle and just thread that through your needle. And we're just going to weave that in through the backs of these stitches. And then I'm just going to snip that off when it's done. And now we can line it up and sew it on. When that's sewn on, or both of those are sewn on, we're going to attach the ears to the head. The bottom of the ears are going to sit in line with the bottom of the first stripe. So you're going to place that there and then pin it in place. Just check that they look even and they're level, yep, and then when that's done, you can sew those on as well. Next up is the arms, and we're just going to place those at the join between the head and the body. So you're going to stick one on one side of the body and pin that in place. And then the other arm on the opposite side. And then the last thing that we need to sew on is the tail. And we're going to sit the tail just above where the legs are joined, and you're going to have the stripes facing up. When we've sewn everything on, the last thing that we're going to do is to add some details. So if I bring in my first one, my prototype I made, we're going to add some stripes to the top of the head, some eyebrows, a nose and a mouth, and if you would like, some little white detailing on the eyes. And I'm going to start with the white detailing on the eyes. Just cut a length of white yarn. You're going to insert your needle into the head somewhere. It doesn't really matter where, just not right next to the eyes. Then you're going to push that needle out through a stitch that is right next to the eyes, and how big you want these little bits of detail to be is up to you, but I'm going to start up near the top of the eye. You're going to pull the yarn through until you've got just a little bit of a tail hanging out of the original stitch you worked into. This just needs to be long enough that you can tie a knot with it later. You're then going to follow the shape of the eye around and choose a point at which you want to stop, which I'm going to be stopping here. And you want to get as close to the eye as possible. If you can, even get under your safety eye. From this point, I'm going to go back across to the other eye. So I'm going to create the same shape there. So it's going to push my needle out. And you want to pull on this end firmly so that your white yarn lines up against the eye, but it's still visible. So we're not pulling it under the eye, we want it right next to it. And I'm going to go down, where did I go? To this row. I'm going to go down here. And from this point, you're going to work your way back. Pull that firmly. Back until you push your needle out of the original stitch. So we're going out of the exact same stitch we first worked into. Pull that through. Before you tie off, just do any adjusting that you need to. There we go. And then you can tie those two ends off. I'm going to do 2 or 3 stitches so it's nice and secure. And 3. Cut off the excess. And then we're just going to push this knot back into the head. You can use your scissors for this, you can use a needle, or you could grab a crochet hook and pull it back in, but it is up to you which method you want to go with. I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. There we go. Now, using this exact same method we just did for the white little spots, they're not spots, the lines, whatever you want to call them, we're going to do the stripes on the head, the eyebrows, as well as the nose and the mouth. So you're going to need some black yarn for that. And then we're going to begin creating those. And there we go, tiger finished. There is one more detail you can add, and that is the little tufts of fur on the cheeks, but I'm still on the fence about how I feel about it. So if you want to add that, you can, but if you want to leave your tiger as is, you can do that too. But that is going to be all for this video. I will see you guys next week with another one.